Welcome back to the Messy Cook. So today we are going to be making roasted garlic. I have preheated my oven to 400 degrees, so get that going while you get everything prepped. What I've done, I prepped a little bit ahead of time, is I got a nice basket full of, these are smaller heads of garlic, but I picked these up from St. Jacobs Farm Market. I have give them all a wipe down, and they look a little dirty, but they are pretty clean. I have taken off the most of the silver skin and the loose stuff. There's a little bit left on some of them, so we'll pull that off as we go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to drizzle these with olive oil in some tin foil and salt, and we're going to get them roasted. So we'll get that started. So I'm going to try to do 2 bulbs. If it's a bigger bulb, you'll just need 1 piece of tin foil. So do just what works for you. I'm going to do 2. Now, as you can see here, these are smaller bulbs, and I've cut the top off, so these were kind of, like such. We want to make sure we take enough off that you're exposing all of the bulbs, and this way you can drizzle with olive oil. The roasting is going to soften these up and take the bitter hot taste away and make them lovely and sweet. And yeah, they're great for anything, toast or again, pizza, anything like that. So you put a little drizzle on the top, and we're going to put a little sprinkle of salt as well. So I've got some coarse salt here, so just a little sprinkle on top, and I'm going to pull these up on the corners like so, and we want to make sure we get them all sealed up, and just a little tiny packet as you see there. So I'm going to continue with these, and as soon as we're done, I'll show you the next step. Okay, so I have 4 left to go. I have done little 2 small pieces of tin foil, but that's okay. We're going to make these work. So instead of putting 2 bulbs in each one, I'm just doing 1, but that works. So use, again, and good extra virgin olive oil. Again, don't use the light. I mean, I guess you can use any oil, but olive oil just gives it a lovely flavor. You're looking for a good, if you were to measure, probably a good teaspoon. You just want to cover the top there. Make sure it'll get soaked in and around it. There we go. A little bit more. Perfect. If you have a little extra, guess what? That doesn't hurt because that's just more flavor. A little bit of a pinch of salt on each one. There we go. Now, some people put herbs in with theirs, or pepper. I don't. I do just strictly salt and the olive oil because I want to be sure that this is the most natural flavor we can get. So as you can see, I folded the sides up, pinched, gone up, and just kind of twisted the top. So it's sealed. There's a decent amount of moisture in the garlic. Again, fold up both sides. So when these cook, they're also going to steam as well as roast. So we want to keep that steam in there. That's why we want to make sure that top is kind of pinched close. And we're going to get those roasted. So I'm just going to put these last 4 here. Pinch and twist, and one last one just to show you. Again, fold up the sides there, each end, pinch and twist. So we have a great big pile here. We're going to kind of make these as spread out as possible, the little space between each one, and we're going to pop it in a preheated 400 degree oven for about 35 minutes. Okay, so hopefully you can see here, I've got 400 degrees, middle rack of my oven. We're going to pop those in. I'm going to put my timer on for 30 minutes, and we are going to come back and check those in 30 minutes and see where we're at. They should be nice and roasted and golden and ready to pop out. Okay, so these just came out of the oven. If you listen very closely, sizzling, you can hear the oil kind of bubbling in there. So I'm going to very carefully open one up. So we're just going to pull it, and I want to see what it's doing. So you can see here, hopefully you can see there, it's getting a little bit. I think it needs a bit more time. It's been on for 30 minutes, so I'm actually going to do it for another 10 because that's just a small clove, and if it's not done yet, we're definitely going to need at least 10 more minutes. So I'm going to pop this in for 10. We'll come back and check. Okay, these are back out of the oven, and we're going to try opening another one up. Let's move this to the front. It's quite hot, but you can hear that oil sizzling. And let's see here. So it doesn't look overly roasted, but it is very soft. So So I'm gonna open these all up, see if they're all, most of them are like that at least. Ooh, hot, hot. And providing the majority of them are soft, which they are. Let's see here. Yes, they are. So you can look at this here. There's some oil in there. I don't want to dump it too far, but this here is really soft. You can see how squishy that is. So I'm going to open these. We're going to let them cool for about 10 or 15 minutes. I'm going to come back. We're going to squish them in a bowl, mash them up, and I'll show you how I prep them for the freezer. Okay, so this is cooled now for about 10 minutes, so it's handleable. So you can see here, I'm going to show you real quick just to kind of see how that comes out all squishy and mushy. So that's what we're looking for. So we're literally going to squish these out with our hands. And just be sure we don't get any skin parts in there. And we're just going to pull that out. This one here has a little tiny piece there, so we're going to make sure we discard that. Just throw them in the sink. What we want to do is get all of these out. I'm going to squish it all into the bowl. Fingers are pretty sticky with this, but it's worth it because it tastes delicious. So I will continue to squeeze these out into the bowl and show you what we do from there. All right, so I have now finished squeezing out all the rest of the garlic. So I wanted to smush it down with my fork and get it into a little bit more of a paste. Just trying to think of some ideas that we can use this on with some of the other recipes I've made. I did a roasted tomato with burrata, which is one of my previous videos from at least a year ago. If you take a nice crusty bread and toast it, this would be lovely just spread on top of that and serve with the burrata and roasted tomatoes. This would make a fantastic, use some of it as a spread on a nice grilled cheese. You could do it in pasta sauce. I tend to use it in potatoes a lot. So get a nice potato, add some cream. Once they're boiled, some cream, some butter, and a cube or two of this garlic. So for the most part, it's pretty smushed up. I'm just going to take my spoon here, scrape that off, and eat that bit because that's delicious. And then what I want to do is I just want to spoon it into some ice cube trays. I like these ice cube trays because, as you see here, they have a rubber bottom. So when you want to pop your cubes out when they're frozen, you just pop, they pop right out. So it's got like some silicone on the bottom. It's better than the old ones you used to try to do, and you know, you can't get anything out of them. So I tend to, these are strictly for food, ones that I use because God forbid I made ice cubes and didn't get all the garlic out or not all the flavor out. We don't want to end up with garlic tasting ice cubes. So we're just going to continue to fill these, see how many we get. We're probably going to get at least a dozen cubes, which is pretty good for a small basket. But if you have garden garlic or you can find it somewhere cheap, grab a pile of it. Do this up for yourself. It's really delicious. And like I said, it's, you know, does it smell garlicky? Yes, but, you know, it's garlic. So that's what you're going to get. Anywho, so I'm going to finish that. We're going to freeze them. Then I'm just going to pop them out and keep them in a baggie. Now, this here is leftover oil that was in the bottom of the packets. That is loaded with garlic flavor right now. I'm making pizza tonight, so I'm going to use this here. And the pizza's just about cooked. I'm going to brush some of it on the pizza crust as just a little treat because I am all about waste not, want not. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. And yeah, I'm going to be making some new videos coming up. I apologize for not getting, you know, very many out there. It's been a busy time for me, but I'm going to keep getting to this, and we'll have more and more videos as the fall comes through. I've got some great ideas for a pizza soup. I know lots of kids don't like soup, and parents want their kids to get some soup in them, so this is a healthy, delicious soup that your kids can help you make as well. So I will post that video probably sometime in the coming couple of weeks. I plan on doing a roasted acorn squash, butternut squash soup. This garlic would be amazing in that. So these are the types of things you can think about using this for. Anyhow, stick around, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already so you get the notifications when a new video is up. You have a great day. Thanks so much for joining us, and we will see you soon. Take care. Okay, so I know I basically finished the video, but I did want to show you end result. So I've taken this out, it's next day. I've taken them out of the freezer. I did have them covered in plastic wrap while they were in there, so we didn't get any extra, you know, weird flavors throughout the freezer. So we're just popping these out. Like I said, they're little, well, they're pretty frozen, but we can also run this underneath, underneath the sink a little bit. So these are our garlic cubes. What I'm going to do is we're just going to package them all up individually, a little bit of space between each one because you may only use one at a time. We don't want to have them stuck together, and we're going to seal that bag. So again, you're just going to roast as per instructions, smush it up the fork once it's squished out, put it in your ice cube trays. Silicone ones are the best, but whatever you have will work. And freeze them, you know, till they're frozen solid or overnight or whatever works for you. And seal them up, suck the air out of the bag, and they will last in your freezer for probably up to a year. So thanks again for coming, and have a great day. We'll see you in the next video.